Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shakayla. I create and share delicious plant-based recipes and inspiration. If you're returning, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm sharing a what I eat in a week but lunch edition. I am also focused on high protein meals. I've talked to my friends who have been here about this, but then for my new friends that are here, I'm in a season where I've been prioritizing protein even more than I have in the past. I've been strength training, trying to build some muscle. So in order to do that and to do it safely and efficiently and so that it's long lasting, I'm prioritizing protein as well so that I can feed those muscles. And we know that protein is important, but so are the other nutrients that come in food like fiber, carbs, all those things. And rest assured, those are also included in these meals. So whether you're focused on high fiber meals or high protein meals or just like well balanced meals, this video is going to be for you. So without further ado, let's get into the high protein meals that I ate this week for lunch. So the first high protein lunch idea that we're going to get into in this video are these smashed air fried tacos. Now, if you've been around, you know I love tacos, I love nachos, I love all the chos, I guess. I absolutely just love making tacos, period. But once I started making these air fried smashed tacos, I've been obsessed with them. So to the tortillas, I'm actually using the Siete brand of tortillas, but I just add a layer of the pinto beans, a layer of the crumbles, and then the vegan cheese to help hold those in place. And I just air fried these on 385 degrees for about 15 minutes. And I flipped them over halfway through. There's a chance you may not even cook them the entire 15 minutes, but they worked well in the air fryer. Just be sure to spray them with a decent amount of spray olive oil or whatever oil you prefer. And while those cooked in the air fryer, I really wanted something green to go with this. So I made a little chopped salad situation. I used baby gem lettuce, some onions, pickled jalapenos, and cilantro. And I just plan to sprinkle this on top, add down some hot sauce, plain unsweetened dairy-free coconut yogurt, which I've really been enjoying as my sour cream substitute. This was a quick and easy lunch, and it's also something that I've had for dinner in the past, so I would highly recommend you give this a try if you're interested. Next up, I made a high-protein tahini Caesar salad. So I follow a vegan bodybuilder and coach on Instagram, and she posted about this brand, and I was very interested in giving it a try. So these are soy protein fillets from the brand Say Grace. And the ingredients are just 100% soy protein. That's it. And for these fillets, you do have to boil them or let them simmer in like a vegetable broth to hydrate them because they are dehydrated. But while those were going, I just prepared this seasoning blend, which had smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, poultry seasoning, and a table blend seasoning. So once the soy protein fillets were rehydrated, you have to run them under cold water to just allow them to cool, and then you squeeze the excess water out. They taste like absolutely nothing, so they absorb whatever it is that you're cooking them in. I would have let these marinate in a sauce, but I didn't have very much of my coconut aminos left. I didn't want to go to the grocery store, and I plan to use the coconut aminos in another recipe, which you'll see in this video. So I was limited, but I made it work with what I had. So I just coated those fillets with that seasoning blend and cooked those up on the stove. And so while those were cooking, for my salad, I cut up some mini cucumbers. I massaged some kale with a bit of olive oil. And that's to, if you aren't familiar with that process when it comes to kale. That's to help make it more digestible and less bitter. I also prepped a batch of quinoa for the week, along with a few more servings of my tahini Caesar salad dressing that I shared in a couple videos ago, but then I also enjoyed it last week as well. But this salad was overall very, very delicious, and I plan to make it again soon. If you don't want to use the soy fillets, you can also enjoy this with chickpeas. It would be just as delicious. Now for lunch this day, I wanted to keep things pretty simple while still focusing on getting my protein in. And my favorite blueberry smoothie was calling my name. In it, I included ashwagandha, peanut butter powder, maca powder, lion's mane mushroom powder, protein powder, frozen bananas, frozen blueberries, and dairy-free milk. By the way, everything that I've shared in this video that you can purchase online, I will have it linked in the description box, so be sure to check that out. But this is my favorite smoothie, and sometimes I add kale, like frozen kale, to it, but it does alter the taste a little bit. This day I wanted the taste to stay true, and I did have a bunch of greens for breakfast, so I didn't mind skipping out on the greens for lunch. But this was very, very delicious, and I highly recommend you making it because it is one of my favorite smoothies. Also this week, I prepped some tofu chunks and shredded cabbage for my meal. Today, I wanted to use these ingredients by making this crispy sesame tofu, some baked shredded cabbage, and quinoa. So if you've been here, you know that I enjoy freezing my tofu. If I plan to air fry it to make it crispy, I like to freeze my tofu and thaw it out. It changes the texture of the tofu and allows it to absorb much more of the flavor. But yeah, so I marinated the tofu in a teriyaki sauce, and while that was marinating, I wanted to create a dry and wet batter for it that I'm using to coat it, which will help it become crispy. So the dry batter consisted of nutritional yeast, cornstarch, salt, black pepper. I added in some white sesame seeds as well as black sesame seeds, and that's going to be the dry coating. I quickly mixed together off camera. I just mixed together some plain unsweetened dairy-free milk, a bit of mustard, and hot sauce. And then I also added about 1 to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to help the dry mix stick to the tofu. And then I air fried the tofu on 390 degrees for about 12 minutes. And I don't know what it is, but your girl has been loving cabbage lately. I don't know. I've been feeling it. I've had it for dinner and I'm having it in this meal for my lunch. So I just shredded some purple and green cabbage up for the week to use throughout my meals. And for this batch of it, I'm spraying some olive oil on it, adding salt and black pepper, and I just baked that in the oven until it's tender. I baked it on 385 degrees, and I want to say I took it out after about 7 minutes. And a bowl like this won't be complete unless you have a little sauce to put on top. So I combined some rice vinegar, sesame seed oil, coconut aminos, maple syrup, garlic powder, onion powder, fresh ginger, cilantro, and green onions. This little mix was the perfect addition to the bowl, which you'll see me drizzle on top. So once the cabbage finished in the oven and the tofu was done air frying, I added all of that on top of some quinoa that I cooked up for the week. This meal, it was giving chef's kiss. This is one I would really, really recommend. I mean, try them all, but this is definitely one you should give a try because you have the protein from the tofu and the quinoa, also healthy carbs from the quinoa as well, and then fiber from the cabbage. This is a very, very well-balanced meal that I think you'll enjoy. And last but certainly not least, another high protein lunch I made this week are these creamy harissa butter beans with sourdough toast. I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm also on a mission to clear out some of the items in my pantry and my fridge. So in other words, I'm on a grocery shopping restriction because your girl loves grocery shopping. I just love going to the grocery store. So in order to do that, just to kind of hold back from spending money at the grocery store, I found this box of butter beans in my pantry and I wanted to use them for another high protein lunch. And I'm so glad I did because this was absolutely delicious. So I started out by cooking up some onions and garlic, and I added in the drained and rinsed butter beans, which are just lima beans. Who knew? Because I didn't. Anyway, I seasoned those up with some salt, black pepper. I added a table blend seasoning. And then next I added in some kale. I also added in a harissa sauce as well as coconut milk. And I was surprised to see how much protein is actually in butter beans. There was about 8 grams of protein per 1/3 cup. So I plan to enjoy double that, but to make this even higher in protein, I guess is the way I should phrase that, I added in some nutritional yeast as well as hemp seeds, and then I added in some lemon juice for a bit of acidity, and then water to help make this a bit more creamy. Then I gave it a taste test and I just felt like it needed a little bit more of something. So I brought out my besties, which are garlic and onion powder. Love me some garlic and onion powder, but this was so delicious. I'm actually planning to record myself making it again so that I can create an official recipe so that I can post on my website, my Instagram, and my TikTok. But y'all are getting the first inside scoop of how I made these creamy harissa butter beans. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you so much for watching. I hope by now you have realized that this is a channel you need to be subscribed to. Be sure to check out the rest of my videos. I have what I eat in a day videos, meal prep videos, what I eat in a week, so many more for you to check out. And that will be very helpful for you on your journey. But thank you for watching this video and I will see you next time.